I don't know what I should say about this console, other than it giving me one of the greatest gaming experiences in my whole life. And I know what you're going to say. SBK, this machine came out in 2017 and it relies on old hardware. Yeah, it does. The Switch was never meant to be a massively powerful console. It was meant to give the owner a good handheld experience with the option to dock and play it on a big screen. And even though this is a nice option, the magic only comes out when used as a handheld. I only got a Switch about 2 weeks ago, and I only bought it because I bought a PSP that did not work. I was itching for a handheld machine so I could play some of the older games that I grew up with, like GTA Vice City Stories, and when the PSP didn't work, I bought the Switch, and I do not regret this one bit. The Switch I got is the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Edition OLED Switch with 64GB of storage. Now, not only is this console great for playing retro games such as Sonic, it is great at playing some newer games on the console, such as Splatoon 3. And yeah, I do know and I understand that Splatoon 3 is not a heavy, demanding game, but that game compared to the retro games that I play on the console is a massive leap. It's ginormous. And I know that I could, compare it to the Steam Deck and just buy a Steam Deck, but I didn't want a Steam Deck. For me, them big games like Red Dead Redemption 2 or GTA or The Witcher and all that stuff, I don't want to play them in handheld mode. I want to play Splatoon 3, I want to play Mario Kart, I want to play these smaller games in handheld. And I've seen all over the internet, all over YouTube, there's comparisons of the Steam Deck and the Switch. You can't compare them. You cannot compare them for the fact that the Switch is a Switch. That's the only way to describe it. I don't know how else to describe the phrase. But the Switch is a Switch, okay? And the Steam Deck is literally a gaming PC. And if I had to compare them somehow, for some reason I had to compare them, I can only play one for the rest of my life as a handheld console, I would choose the Nintendo Switch every day. Down to the fact that it has something really unique that no other console has, okay? That's the Joy-Cons. Let me talk about the Joy-Cons for a second. The Joy-Cons are probably my favourite thing in the entire world when it comes to gaming. I'm actually in love with them. I've heard all the horror stories about Joy-Con drift and all that stuff, but when I'm holding them, they feel good in the hand. I don't understand how people have to go off and buy grips. I love holding the Switch, holding them Joy-Cons. And another thing, you can take them off, hand one to your friend, and just play games together. That easy. You don't even have to dock the machine. You just play it straight there. Now, the only thing I could say about the Joy-Cons is that sometimes when you do play them, and it's not all the time, it's only sometimes when you disconnect them and play with someone else, an issue occurs where they just disconnect randomly. Like out of nowhere, boom, disconnected. You fix that just by putting them back on the Switch. It's not a massive burden. You put them back on the Switch and they reconnect within like 10 seconds. It's easy, and I wouldn't even count it as a flaw. Now, listen and hear me out for a second. If you don't own a Nintendo Switch in 2023, you're not doing yourselves any favor. The Nintendo Switch is the best handheld console that you can get right now, even though it was made in 2017, even though it relies on old hardware, even though you can't play some of the games that you want to play that you have at home on your Xbox Series X or your PlayStation 5 or your computer. They're not meant to be handheld games. Enjoy them the way that you're supposed to enjoy them, okay? If you want a good handheld experience, buy a Switch. I promise you will not regret it. That's the one thing that I do regret. I did not buy a Switch when it came out. Being able to play older games, being able to play these simpler games, it brings you back to a simpler time. It brings you back to a better time. For me, it brings me back to a time when I didn't exist. You know what I mean? I thought that was funny. Listen. It brings you back to a time that was simpler and you just got to enjoy yourself. Play Mario 64 on your DS. That's another thing, really quick. This might be a con for some people if you're like me and you enjoy the older games, but you cannot get the DS games on the eShop. Now, I figured you can't get them on the eShop because most of the DS games were like remakes or ports that came from the Super Nintendo. And you can get Super Nintendo games if you pay for the expansion pack on your Nintendo Online account, which is not bad. I think it's €40 for a year. So even at that, that's cheaper than an Xbox account or a PlayStation account. The The only thing that it's not cheaper than is a Steam account for PCs and all that, because that's free. You know, you can't get any better than that. Now, that being said, okay, if Nintendo is listening or they're watching this video, if you guys want to make your online, you know, you pay us to play online, that'd be pretty cool. And now, while we're talking about online, I haven't had any bad experiences online. The only game I played online is Splatoon 3. I know I'm talking about it a lot. I actually kind of enjoy it. Just how simple Splatoon 3 is, you know. It's a Nintendo shooter, you know. It's family friendly. You shoot paint. You shoot paint. And the team that covers the most map with paint wins. It's kind of cool. If you haven't tried it, you have to try it. I only played Splatoon 3. It's pretty good, but you should try it. You should try it. But I've only played that online, and when it comes to like being disconnected from sessions and stuff, I haven't really experienced that a lot. The only thing is, like, if one person leaves your team, it has to like reset the whole match until someone else joins your team, because it's uneven teams and stuff. That might seem like a bit annoying and stuff, but down to like being fair, I'm actually okay with it because it doesn't happen too often, and at least everybody gets to like play it properly and have the proper experience in Splatoon 3. Now, really quick, I know this video seems like it's all in a tangent and I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just I don't know what way I should lay it out, because, you know, it's not like a top 10 thing, like top 10 best things on a Switch. It's not. It's the Switch that I'm talking about. I'd like to talk about the cosmetics. You know, you'd think when you take the Joy-Cons off that the Switch would look like an iPad or something like that, or an Android tablet. It doesn't. It really set itself apart. It's completely different. It's such a unique looking console. And even when it's in the dock, it's just such a pretty thing to have in your room or in an office or something. Maybe not an office. I mean, you should be doing work, shouldn't you? But yeah. Now, the only thing I will say about cosmetics, and if you're into all that, like making it look like your own, you don't have that much of an option. You've got like 5 different pairs of Joy-Cons, and they come in pairs. You have nothing. You can't do anything about that. You can't order 2 blue ones or 2 yellow ones. You have to order either like the blue and red one or the blue and yellow one or something, you know. But that being said, there's an easy workaround. If you go on websites like Play Asia and all that, you have access to a lot more colored Joy-Cons. Like, they have limited edition, I think, the Mario Joy-Con that came with the Mario Switch, which is just 2 red Joy-Cons, which is really cool. But that's only because they're exclusive to Japan. Why doesn't everyone have them? Why isn't it available all around the world? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Nintendo, wake up and let everybody have the Joy-Cons that you make for the Switches. Like, seriously, it makes no sense. Now, with everything being said, and I know I'm about to repeat myself, if you do not own one in 2023, you're not doing yourself any favors. And if you're like me, if you're anything like me, where when it came out, you know, you kind of looked at it and you went, that'll flop, that looks shit, I don't want to play it, I don't even want to spend my money on it, I promise you you're wrong. I absolutely promise you you're wrong, because I was like that for the longest time, especially when it came out. I only got one 2 weeks ago, like I said, and I do not regret it. Get on it, buy it, enjoy it, you'll love it. If you have one already, comment down below and tell me your favorite thing about the Switch. And another thing, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this review, I don't always do reviews, this is a gaming channel, I just want to do a review on the Nintendo Switch because I really admire it, I really enjoy it, and I love it. That's all I can say. That's my excuse, okay? But if you enjoyed this video, maybe go look at some of the other videos I do, and if you enjoyed them videos, consider hitting the subscribe button and joining the family, alright? Like I said, this is maybe a one-off, I might do more, I just really admire the Switch, I like it a lot. But other than that, I hope I see you in the next one, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And if you do end up buying a Switch because of this video, put it in the comments, I'd actually like to know, I'm genuinely interested. I'll see you later, peace. I'll be feeling the syphilis, lately I'm sick of it. Love is a game and I don't wanna play, but yeah, I'm still here like player one. I'm the chosen one, but I'm trying to figure out where I'll be in 10 years. But I can't figure it out while you're here in my ear telling me what I'm gonna be. Cause I wanna tell you the opposite, yeah, I'm gonna roam around this world like a zombie virus. Couldn't give a shit what you think, cause I'm not